Subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon, to never miss a video from us.
Think you're ready for the AWS Cloud Practitioner exam? These real-world questions will put your skills to the test. Question 1. Your company is considering migrating its infrastructure to AWS. Leadership wants to understand the primary benefit of cloud computing. What should you highlight in your pitch? The correct answer is ability to provision resources on demand. Cloud computing offers on-demand provisioning, which eliminates the need for upfront hardware purchases and speeds up deployment. Question 2. A client asks why AWS is referred to as a pay-as-you-go model. What does this mean for them? The correct answer is they pay only for what they use. AWS pricing model allows users to pay only for the compute, storage, and resources they actually use, not upfront. Question 3. How does the concept of high availability differ from fault tolerance in the context of AWS infrastructure? The correct answer is high availability keeps systems online, fault tolerance keeps them running during failures. High availability reduces downtime. Fault tolerance ensures no interruption even during component failure. Question 4. A startup needs to launch a global application. Why is AWS suitable for this scenario? The correct answer is global infrastructure of regions and availability zones. AWS provides a global footprint that enables low latency access to applications around the world. Question 5. A CFO wants to know how AWS improves capital expenditure. Your response should mention: the correct answer is converting CapEx to OpEx. AWS turns capital expenses, hardware purchases, into operational expenses by using a pay-as-you-go model. Question 6. In designing an application that expects seasonal traffic spikes, which AWS principle best supports this business need? The correct answer is elasticity. Elasticity allows your architecture to automatically adapt to changing workloads. Question 7. Which of the following is a direct result of decoupling application components using AWS managed services like SQS or SNS? The correct answer is improved fault isolation. Decoupling using services like SQS and SNS enhances resilience and fault tolerance by reducing component dependency. Question 8. A marketing team wants to launch a campaign quickly with unpredictable traffic. Which AWS feature best supports this? The correct answer is autoscaling. Autoscaling helps adjust resources based on traffic demands. Question 9. Why is the AWS global infrastructure important for fault tolerance? The correct answer is it provides multi-AZ and multi-region deployments. Fault-tolerant designs use multiple availability zones and regions to ensure service continuity. Question 10. Which AWS design principle aligns with designing systems that anticipate failure? The correct answer is plan for failover using multi-AZ deployments. A well-architected AWS system plans for failure by using resilient, multi-AZ architectures. Question 1. You are designing an application that processes healthcare data on AWS. Which AWS service should you recommend for managing encryption keys to meet compliance standards like HIPAA? The correct answer is AWS KMS. AWS Key Management Service, KMS, enables encryption and decryption using customer-controlled keys to meet compliance requirements. Question 2. Which AWS service provides detailed logging of API calls to help with auditing and governance? The correct answer is AWS CloudTrail. AWS CloudTrail records all API calls and is essential for compliance audits and tracking user activity. Question 3. A finance company needs to control and audit access to its AWS environment. What service helps enforce least privilege access? The correct answer is AWS IAM. AWS Identity and Access Management (IAM) allows fine-grained access control to enforce least privilege policies. Question 4. In AWS Shared Responsibility Model, who is responsible for securing the guest operating system? The correct answer is the customer. Customers are responsible for securing anything they install or configure, including the guest OS. Question 5. Your company needs protection against SQL injection attacks. Which AWS service should be configured? The correct answer is AWS WAF. AWS WAF, Web Application Firewall, protects against common web exploits like SQL injection. Question 6. What is the purpose of enabling MFA, multi-factor authentication, in AWS IAM? The correct answer is to enhance login security. MFA adds a second layer of authentication, significantly improving the security of AWS accounts. Question 7. A company wants to detect sensitive data like PII in Amazon S3. Which AWS service should they use? The correct answer is AWS Macie. Amazon Macie uses machine learning to discover and protect sensitive data like personally identifiable information. Question 8. What does AWS Shield Standard automatically protect you from? The correct answer is DDoS attacks. AWS Shield Standard automatically protects against distributed denial of service (DDoS) attacks. Question 9. How can a company audit changes to their AWS infrastructure over time? The correct answer is use AWS Config to record configuration changes. AWS Config records configuration changes, enabling compliance auditing and troubleshooting. Question 10. Which AWS service helps ensure compliance by continuously monitoring cloud resource configurations? The correct answer is AWS Config. AWS Config continuously evaluates configurations to ensure compliance with company policies. Question 1. Your team needs to deploy a high-performance computing (HPC) application that requires low-latency networking and high throughput. Which Amazon EC2 instance type would be most suitable? The correct answer is C6GN.4's large. C6GN instances offer high-speed networking, ideal for HPC workloads requiring low latency and high throughput. Question 2. A startup wants to avoid managing server infrastructure but still run back-end code in response to HTTP requests. Which AWS service is best suited for this? The correct answer is AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda allows serverless computing, executing code in response to events without managing servers. Question 3. You're planning to migrate a MySQL database to AWS with minimal downtime. Which service is specifically designed to support this? The correct answer is AWS Database Migration Service, DMS. DMS enables migration of databases with minimal downtime and continuous data replication. Question 4. A media company wants to transcode large volumes of video content on demand. Which AWS service best supports this need? The correct answer is B, AWS Elemental Media Convert. Media Convert is optimized for transcoding video files on demand at scale. Question 5. Your application needs to detect when an EC2 instance state changes. Which service provides this functionality? The correct answer is Amazon CloudWatch Events. CloudWatch events can trigger rules based on EC2 state changes or other service events. Question 6. A company needs a scalable, high-speed storage solution to run big data analytics using Amazon EMR. Which service should they use? The correct answer is Amazon FSx for Lustre. FSx for Lustre is optimized for high-performance computing and integrates with Amazon S3. Question 7. You want to create a data warehouse on AWS for business intelligence reporting. Which service should you choose? The correct answer is Amazon Redshift. Redshift is a managed data warehouse optimized for complex queries and analytics. Question 8. A developer needs to quickly test containerized code without managing the infrastructure. Which service provides this? The correct answer is AWS Fargate. Fargate is a serverless compute engine for containers, removing the need to provision servers. Question 9. You want to automatically distribute incoming application traffic across multiple targets. Which AWS service provides this functionality? The correct answer is AWS Elastic Load Balancing, ELB. ELB distributes incoming traffic across EC2 instances or other targets to improve availability. Question 10. Your team is developing a real-time chat application and needs low latency, bidirectional communication. Which AWS service would best support this? The correct answer is Amazon API Gateway with WebSocket support. WebSocket APIs and API Gateway allow real-time, bidirectional communication over persistent connections. Question 1. A startup is trying to estimate AWS costs before deploying their application. Which tool can help them model pricing based on usage? The correct answer is AWS Pricing Calculator. The pricing calculator allows users to estimate monthly costs based on service configuration and usage. Question 2. What is the main benefit of AWS Consolidated Billing for organizations? The correct answer is combine usage across accounts to receive volume discounts. Consolidated billing aggregates usage to maximize cost savings through volume discounts. Question 3. Which AWS support plan offers access to a Technical Account Manager, TAM? The correct answer is Enterprise. Only the Enterprise support plan provides a dedicated TAM for guidance and strategic support. Question 4. What AWS feature automatically sends alerts when spending exceeds a defined threshold? The correct answer is AWS Budgets. AWS Budgets lets you define thresholds and notifies you when spending exceeds the set amount. Question 5. A company wants to reduce compute costs for steady workloads over a one-year period. Which pricing model is best? The correct answer is reserved instances. Reserved instances provide significant savings for predictable, long-term workloads. Question 6. What tool provides a graphical interface to visualize and analyze AWS spending over time? The correct answer is AWS Cost Explorer. Cost Explorer helps visualize and analyze your AWS usage and spending trends over time. Question 7. Which pricing model offers the lowest cost but is best suited for fault-tolerant, flexible workloads? The correct answer is Spot Instances. Spot Instances offer steep discounts but can be interrupted, so they're ideal for flexible workloads. Question 8. A developer wants 24/7 access to cloud support engineers. Which minimum support plan is required? The correct answer is Business. The Business Support Plan provides 24/7 access to cloud support engineers. Question 9. Which of the following best describes the AWS free tier? The correct answer is ongoing 12-month access to specific services with limited usage. The free tier offers 12 months of free access to certain services under specific usage limits. Question 10. A business wants help identifying underutilized resources to optimize costs. Which tool provides this functionality? The correct answer is AWS Trusted Advisor. Trusted Advisor recommends ways to reduce costs and improve performance by identifying idle or unused resources. Like, subscribe, and share to keep learning with test prep training.